Jaracz. That's pretty cool. Eventually that's going to wear out, and I think the Dreadnought's just going to turn back around again, but the Crushing Claws definitely will be decisive there. Looks like we do have some warriors out on the field right now as well, providing the lovely synapse effects right there, and the Tyranid army right now is just completely and totally enveloping this poor Assault Marine squad in. Somehow, oh yes, there we go. We got Deathless being used right there. That's pretty sweet indeed, going to be able to save all of them. Sorry, the Angels of Death is what I meant to say. Deathless Angel. I often combine magic cards with this game in case anyone happens to be a Magic Gathering player. That's usually, all of my spells and abilities are all occupying a single slot in my brain, and there's a lot of crossover apparently. So anyhow, you can see here you still have the beautiful positioning on the heavy plasma gun. Hopefully we'll see it be able to hold off the Tyranid horde there, kind of charging it for another shot. Oh, unfortunately he's taking a little bit of time here to pick his, he's just like, oh, I can't choose. Whoa, any one of these targets would be so wonderful to fire at, and unfortunately he's going to be knocked back like crazy, just taking tons of damage right now. Oh god, what are you doing? Devastator Plasma Cannon team. Oh no, not retreating at all. Instead being absolutely devoured by Tyranid units here. That's not looking good whatsoever. Ooh, infiltrated Gene Stealers right now hanging out down on the south side right there, capturing that. We have a massive looking triple cap once again going on for Spirit and n8m. This is really looking pretty dangerous indeed. I'll have to see if there's any possible way that the Space Marines can come back from this. Double tax right now, doing some real damage, putting some pressure on the Zone Thrower, who's just going to go ahead and retreat. Unfortunately, all of these Termagants right now are just going to have to retreat as well because they are quite damaged. And again, it's important when you're looking at these team battles. The team battles tend to always go ebb and flow style. It's hard to get constant resupply action. It tends to be big armies coming out and attacking big armies. So always important to note that if it looks like one team suddenly got an edge, just think like, well, did the other team just retreat and come back? Yeah, they did. Okay, so that's what's going on. Back and forth, but by the end of it, assuming that not too many units are lost, whoever controls the victory points the most is just going to win it in the long run there. So we can see, oh yes, taking out those Gene Stealers here, having some trouble. Gene Stealers going to have to back away. Looking pretty dire. In fact, we can see that the invulnerable Hive Tyrant right now trying his best to fight away at all of the assault squads that are just kind of hanging out here, or the assault squad that's hanging out here, with the Librarian, who has been upgraded to have the Tome of Time. Again, if you're not used to me trying to comment on 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 3 games, I try my best to keep up with all of the action, but there tends to be a lot of it, so we'll see what we can and cannot see on the battlefield at any given moment here. You can see once again the assault squad just charging in there. It's got the Veil of Time on it right now. Gonna have to retreat right away as it was looking like it was just gonna get suppressed, as we do have that massive looking heavy bolter squad out there. Again, the central brood nest being put up right there by Spirit. Very, very useful indeed if you're planning on having lots of prolonged battles in the center that you need to reinforce from. We do have the Apothecary up here once again. As I said, all of his items are still exactly the same. But you can see going for FLM's Apothecary, he only has the Combat Stimulants upgrade there so far. Taking a look down south, it looks like once again the blue team has set their sights on the southern victory point there, but check it out, we do have a Predator on the field right now. Predator being upgraded for the twin-link blast cannons there. We'll have to see what's going on there. We do have the Assault Marines charging in, throwing a sticky bomb on that thing, but check out that double last cannon ability right there. Boom! Just zotting away at these guys. And we have Tactical Marines. What are you doing, Tactical Marines? Why are you charging in here of all things? Rocket launcher. Okay, looks like they're actually going for the kill, but they are getting quite wrecked. Second rocket launcher shot. Oh my god, if he could get one more, but that's not going to happen. He's going to have to retreat away. And we have a Predator right now at just a sliver of health, tanking away quite a bit. Unfortunately, it looked like the blue team rather had to expend quite a bit of resources to be able to kind of get in there and do some damage here. So more towards the center right now, we can see the Tactical Marines are just completely being enveloped by the Warriors and the Hormagons here with the Adrenal upgrades. All of these gentlemen have Adrenal upgrades, by the way, which is why we have all of that lovely Synapse action going on, as everybody is just kind of charging away, doing some serious, terrible damage here. The Librarian out there right now for Nate doing a pretty good job, and we do have a Predator. I'm just kind of checking out FLM's Predator right now, but the Librarian out there right now for n8m as well. So I'm curious to see how quickly that was going to get repaired, and it looks like he's finally getting on top of that. And could it be, for the first time in this entire game, we have just like a moment of relative serenity? It's about to be broken by a bunch of crazy, insane, frenzied Gene Stealers, as is often the case here. But oh, they back away a little bit there. Looks like there they go, kind of frenzying on up. Jumping on the Assault Marines. The Assault Marines just going to bail out this. That was a little bit of a bluff, just kind of making them run away. Meanwhile, turning around, going for the more supple targets here. These Tactical Marines, who tend to be a lot less mobile. And you can see the Gene Stealers just tearing into them. Oh, doing a lot of terrible damage there. And, oh, unfortunately not getting any models, but bringing them all down to about a third hit points there. Again, it is 2-1 right now, 244 points for the blue team of Spirit and n8m. They're doing a pretty good job holding on to things. We can see the Assault Marines, just seeing that Devastator Plasma Cannon squad coming out there, or realizing they didn't want to have anything to do with that. These guys, by the way, were in the middle of trying to resupply from the Brood Nest, it looks like right there, getting their supplies on. Brood Nest really needs to be targeted. It is quite useful for resupplying in these central positions that you just have to hold on to. You can see n8m right now retreating away with his Apothecary and his Librarian, so units moving out all over the place. More towards the center, we do have the Predators on the battlefield just sitting around, but unfortunately, he has an invulnerable Hive Tyrant with his bonded exoskeleton going invulnerable and knocking him completely out of control, just slugging away with those crushing claws there. So unfortunately, that vehicle seemed a little poorly timed. It didn't have too many valid targets out there anyways, especially not with the twin-link blast cannons, and just got wrecked instead. So that was less fortunate, but we can see right now we do have a Swarm Lord coming out right now for Spirit, in addition to the Land Raider coming out from Jaracz. So that thing should be popping out up north any moment now. We'll have to see if a Land Raider will be able to, you know, help out with the tide of battle and whatnot. Again, getting some nice little sync kills here in the center with the Hive Tyrant. He's going to have to retreat, though, taking too much damage. Again, just trying to be a little bit coy here in the center. You can see using this Zoanthrope, backing up with the 2 Termagants, and just kind of driving the Tactical Marines out. So still it's 2-1 right now. Dead FLM Apothecary in the center, and we have a glorious-looking red Land Raider here, just kind of doing its thing. We'll have to see exactly how that's going to work out right now, but that'll certainly help out the Space Marines, what with their quest to hang out in the center and be resupplied like this precious Brood Nest is doing for the time being here. I do like that FLM is being so courageous, though. You can see he's really just trying his best to press into this side of the territory, but man, he's just not having any luck, being set upon by Gene Stealers and Crippling Poison, all sorts of nasty things here. The Zoanthrope, unfortunately, just knocking back the Gene Stealers, who are going to have to, instead of backing up, of course, wisely going to go wander over to the Brood Nest here and reinforce. And now here comes the mighty Land Raider army, soon to be met by a Swarm Lord, but not before they have time to just pop that ugly-looking Brood Nest. There's the heavy plasma shot, unfortunately hitting the scouts behind it. Not doing any damage right there for the time being. And it looks like going to continue backing away here. You can see, by the way, just look at this Zoanthrope just kind of zodding away, just wrecking away at those gentlemen trying to cap the center point there. Here we have it, the Land Raider right now, just going to do a donut in the middle of the battlefield. Going to go fire away with his barrage there. We've got flamethrowers firing in every single direction right now. You can see he's completely surrounded by Tyranid units, and there we have it, a beautiful sight. We've got the Hive Tyrant bound up by the... Oh, I was going to say Hive Tyrant and the Swarm Lord just chilling out there. But no, the Tech Marine has brought in a Venerable Dreadnought. Yes, Venerable Dreadnought versus Swarm Lord versus Hive Tyrant with crushing claws. All of these guys up here, charging up here. Poor Apothecary just lying dead in the battlefield in the middle of all that. You can see the glorious charge going on right now as these Tech Marines and these Space Marines here backed up by this wonderful Venerable Dreadnought right now. Venerable Dreadnought just slashing away at all these gentlemen. And it looks like the Land Raider was able to resist the temptations of all of that heavy units pressing upon it. You can see that even the it looks like even the Librarian getting in on some of that action here, and forcing back the Hive Tyrant right there. Looking pretty brutal indeed. The Land Raider paying the bills here, looking pretty good. Looking around right now for Nate, we can see that Nate is grabbing a Predator. Not a bad idea to get a last cannon Predator when you do have a uncountered Land Raider on the field right now, so that's looking pretty brutal. We'll have to see what other sorts of counters we have out here, if anything. Again, Hive Tyrant, Zoanthrope, you know, it could all do pretty well, but man, look at this brutal army in the center right now. When backed up by an Apothecary, by the way, he does have Purification Virals, giving him that little dot hand grenade effect there. And here we have it. FLM has his own Predator as well right now. So we got Predators, we got the Land Raiders right now. Massive Gene Stealers pouring in right now, backed up here by the Swarm Lord. Wow, that Swarm Lord just hacked everybody across, just doing tons and tons of terrible damage there. But look at the focus fire coming in right now on top of the Swarm Lord. The Swarm Lord gonna have to back away. Of course, the Swarm Lord actually lost a whole bunch of hit points as of the 3.14 patch. Oh, going down! He lost about 300 hit points there. That could have been proven decisive. Right now, the Venerable Dreadnought and the Predator just zodding away right now. The red and the black Space Marines here, consisting of the red team right now, doing tons of damage. But no, a Tyranniformation coming up. Could it be? Yes, it is. And look at those claws just popping up right now, ripping through the terrain, doing tons of damage. Oh man, absolutely incinerating that poor little Predator. And maybe scratching the paint job a little bit on that on the Land Raider, but Land Raider doesn't care. So nice looking Tyranid formation right there. We've got the Warrior Brood and the Hive Tyrant right now mounting a little bit of a counter offensive here. You can see the Plasma coming in, but still not quite ever connecting here with the Land Raider. The Land Raider and the Venerable Dreadnought still doing lots of damage here. We can see the Tech Marine doing a great job using his overcharged plasma gun here, just trying to drive back all of the heathen and heretics and whatnot, and what may have you, all just kind of clamming around in the area here. Venerable Dreadnought here, just such a gorgeous looking model. I just love zooming in this. I know we're in the middle of a super chaotic battle here, but look at this gentleman, so beautiful. Anyhow, Land Raider is just not satisfied with only controlling 2 victory points, wants to go ahead and sit down on top of the northern victory point as well. Things have really turned around. This Land Raider is actually looking glorious right now for the red team. Flm and Jaracz are doing just a fantastic job, just pressing up, standing behind it, reinforcing healing, standing behind it, reinforcing healing, repeat, ad nauseum, ad infinitum, what may have you. Lots of Latin, of course. Latin's always welcome in Warhammer 40,000 games. You can see that Flm has just summoned in some Terminators right now in the center as well. He had been taking some terrible losses throughout all of that, but it doesn't matter. Jaracz has been doing a good job just kind of surviving and resupplying and whatnot. So Land Raider is sitting very happily up top. You can see right now we've got the Gene Stealers and the Termagants trying to cap this southern victory point right now. It is 114 points for the blue team versus a mere 64 points for the red team. The red team does have pretty dominating central control right now. You can see now that he maybe has a little bit overextended. I did just notice the beautiful looking shot coming out of that Devastator Marine. The last cannon there, potentially going to do some real damage to this Land Raider here. You can see again, heavy flamers having no problem opening up on all these gentlemen. Oh god, the Assault Squad actually taking quite a bit of damage there. The Land Raider still taking a lot of damage. Gonna have to be really careful here. We can see that the Assault Marines have managed to win back that central victory point. It is now 3-0 right now. The red team is up 64 points versus 77 for Spirit and n8m. Spirit and n8m really need to come back and cap anything. You can see that n8m's Librarian is up here right now, desperately decapping this point here, but not able to take care of it. 67 points to 64 points. The score is effectively tied right now. We can see that the red team here is still just sitting back here in the center right now. You can see these scouts are doing their best job to try and repair this Land Raider and whatnot. The Hive Tyrant coming out here, going invulnerable. One last desperate attempt to try and finish off this Land Raider, perhaps as the Predator with the last cannons right now trying to come in as well. But unfortunately, he's firing at all the wrong units. He needs to start shooting at this Land Raider. But do they even have time to mess around with all of this stuff? It's 50 points right now for Spirit and n8m. And we see yet another column coming down right now. Who could it be? Who could it be? We see more Terminators coming out for Jaracz. Terminators are going to be brutal indeed. You can see right away just wrecking this. We've got the heavy flamer upgrade for the 1 Terminator squad. The black and the red Terminators now stomping around the field. The Space Marines could just be absolutely impossible to kill at this point. You can see right now, I think the Land Raider could go down if it takes one more shot, one more plasma or anything, but it's not going to. The Terminator is just blinking up here, using their teleportation abilities, beating down on all of these heavy weapons teams right now. Maybe even going to get some Power Fist shots in on this Predator. Yes, they are. One more shot, and yes, the Predator goes down. 15 points remaining, 1-2 victory points. Spirit and n8m need anything right now. They're desperately trying to cap this victory point down here. This could be where the game is won or lost, and it looks like they're not able to take care of it. We've got all sorts of shots coming out of these gentlemen right now, all sorts of special attacks coming out of the Assault Squad, and I think that's going to be that, ladies and gentlemen here. The Terminators even recapping this victory point, and there we have it. Congratulations. Terrific comeback by Flm and Jaracz. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, sir, and very well played once again by Spirit and by n8m. These are two of the best players on the ladder right now, and of course, it's always great to see people giving them a run for their money. Wonderful game there, and fun to see so many Space Marines indeed. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Harlequin. I hope you enjoyed this cast. Man, this thing is noisy when the game ends here. I'm going to go over here where it's quieter. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Once again, you can follow me on Twitter, HarlequinCasts at Twitter. All that stuff is on the left-hand side of my channel. A lot of common questions I get are over there. You know, what kind of, what are the names of the music you use in your opening videos? What's your favorite 80s rock band? Where can I find your official discussion thread if I want to stop by and say hi? How can I follow you on Twitter? All that stuff, left-hand side of my channel. Check it out. Once again, please subscribe if you like this, though. You subscribers are awesome. Harlequin here. Good night.